This training video is to show you some of the basics for hitting or batting in softball or baseball. These basics will help you become a better hitter and will definitely improve your game. Number one is the grip, second is the stance, your third step will be the stride, and then your last step will be the follow through. So the first step is obviously your grip. How do you want to grip the bat? There's many different ways. This is my preferred method, the box grip. When you swing, your hands will end up in this position as you're swinging the bat around. So if you start with this, it will make you a more efficient hitter. Your hands will not have to turn as you're hitting, and you don't have to worry about taking an extra step. If you start out with this grip, you will gain an advantage. You'll get a much smoother, more relaxed grip. Here's how to hold the bat. Obviously the picture on the right is the wrong way. You don't want to hold the bat all the way into the back of your palm where that curve is from your thumb. The picture on the left shows a better way to grab the bat. Your second step is your batting stance. It should always be balanced. If you see all these three hitters right here, they're perfectly balanced. They're not leaning backwards, they're not leaning forwards, they're not leaning front or to the side or any other way. They're perfectly balanced. This allows you to stay in that position a lot longer. You will not get tired if you're balanced. If you as a pitcher see a batter that is leaning backwards, eventually that batter is going to start getting tired. So you have to use that to your advantage if you're a pitcher. If you see the batter is leaning backwards, you take an extra second. Every time you make a pitch, eventually that hitter is going to end up getting a little tired. And when that batter starts to step forward a little bit or get out of his position, then is when you make your pitch. You will catch that batter out of position or not ready for your pitch, and then you gain an advantage. So this is why you should always be balanced in all your at-bats. As you can see, these batters are also the same guys, but you'll see that they always have their hands holding the bat behind the rear shoulder. Their front elbow is always bent and their rear elbow is up. All three of these major league hitters are some of the greatest hitters of all time, and you see that they all follow the same technique. Same thing with these guys right here. It's pretty much the same thing. The hands are always behind the rear shoulder, front elbow is always bent, and that back elbow is always up high. The third step is the stride. As you can see by these pictures, the picture all the way to the left is your perfect stance, is you're well balanced. Then your second picture shows that you're stepping up a little bit. You bring that front foot up, then you stride forward about 6 inches. You don't want to go more than 8 inches. If you do more than that, then you open up too much and you're actually off balance. So this is a little bit of a sequence of what a stride looks like. You see it on this other picture the same way. The front foot comes up a little bit. Some hitters bring up the leg a little too much. Some of them don't bring it up that much. But this is something that it's just per hitter, whatever makes you comfortable. The only thing is that if you bring it up too high, now you're creating a longer stride, which will make you be late on some of the pitches, on some of your swings. So again, this hitter brings up the leg, strides forward a little bit, and is ready for the swing. When the swing is in process, at the time of contact, you'll see that the back foot always has the toes pointing down. On both of these hitters, you'll see more pictures, but all hitters have their toes pointing down. Their heel is pointing up on their rear foot. That front foot is always straight and almost locked into position to give you that extra power, that extra balance that you need. If you see, the front elbow is always bent throughout the swing, and that back elbow actually drops down, so you're able to drive the ball forward with more power. Next picture is the same thing. All their toes, their back toes on their back foot is pointing down to the ground. The heel is pointing up. That knee is bent on that rear leg. And then you see that front elbow always bent. The rear elbow comes in, so you can push the ball forward. It gives you that extra power. And they're all balanced. None of them are leaning forward here. None of them are leaning backwards. You see that they're just basically standing straight up, other than that leg that is beginning to twist on the back. The follow through is basically your hips, your arms, your hands, your bat will have to go all the way around. You're basically twisting your body, but from the hips up. You don't want to twist your legs. We're not doing a twirl like if you're dancing ballet. This is, you have to keep your feet in that same general position, but your hips are starting to twist, your hands, your arms, everything will follow through so you can get that extra power. Same thing as in this picture. You see that the follow through by the left picture, which is Trout, the follow through and the twist is so much that you can actually see the back of the jersey. You see his name and his number. The bat is almost hitting his back. So basically his hips went almost all the way around, his shoulders went all the way around, his hands and the bat are coming all the way around, that it's going to basically hit his back. If you see the other pictures of Stanton, it's the same thing. You see a clear picture of the back of his jersey. You see his name clearly there and his number. That means that the power that he got on that swing was a lot better than if he wouldn't have followed through or if he would have stopped.